Start by lying on your back, coming into constructive rest pose. On the back with the knees bent, feet lined up with the sit bones. Arms spread wider than the mat, palms up so that the shoulder blades can be flat and broad. Relax down into the floor. If it's more comfortable for your neck to put a little pillow behind your head, do that. And once you're in place, take a moment to settle. Let your feet drop into the floor. The tailbone settle down into the floor. Both bellies soften. The lower back relax into its neutral curve. Back ribs make contact with the floor, shoulder blades. Make some space between the shoulder blades. Relax up the length of the spine. Relax the neck. Soften your arms all the way out to the fingertips. Relax the jaw, the temples, space between the eyebrows. Relax the muscles of the face. Take a moment to give in to the pull of gravity, doing as little work as possible. We'll begin stabilizing, starting at the pelvic floor. Picture the diamond formed by the tailbone, the sit bones, the pubic bone. Inhale. Exhale, gather the diamond in towards the perineum at the center. Squeeze the sphincters. And then relax. Again with the exhale, gather the diamond inward and pull the sphincter gently towards the crown of the head. And relax, give into gravity. One more time, exhale, gather the whole pelvic floor into the center and draw the center towards the crown of the head. Relax the shoulders. And then release completely. And soften. Now bring your attention to the belt of support formed by the transverses. Picturing it coming all the way around from the spine, buckling low beneath the belly button. Take an inhale with that image, and then as you exhale, gently gather the belt all the way around from the spine, snug across the hips, buckling beneath the belly button, and then relax. And again with the exhale, snug the belt around the lower back, the hips, the low belly. No change in the position of the pelvis or the low spine. And then relax. One more time. Gather the belt around from the back, snug across the hips, buckle beneath the belly button. And then relax. Bring the arms down closer to the sides. Turn the palms so that they're facing inwards, so you're on your pinky side of your hand. Inhale, preparing to engage the inner core, the combination of the pelvic floor and the belt. Exhale, pelvic floor, wrap the belt around. Feel that stability around the pelvis, lower back, low belly. Maintain it as you inhale and bring the arms up to vertical. And then maintain your neutral lower back curve as you reach your arms back towards the wall behind you. Think of your belt snug across your hips. Inhale, float the arms up to the ceiling. And exhale, lower back down. Relax the work in the low belly. Take it again. Inhale, arms float up. Engage the low core. And stabilize the pelvis and lower back as you exhale and reach the arms back towards the wall behind you. And then float the arms to the ceiling. Keep steady and stable in the low back and pelvis, and exhale, arms down to the sides. Remember, palms are facing each other. This is going to help your shoulder mechanics. Inhale, arms float out. And exhale, stabilize and reach back. And inhale, float out. And bring your arms, or leave your arms in vertical. Stretch your fingertips up to the ceiling. And drop your shoulders and deepen the connection of the humeral head into the shoulder joint. And reach up again. And drop the shoulders, settle the humeral heads. One more time, reach up. And settle. Bring the hands behind the head. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, feel your ribs flare. Exhale, imprint your back ribs down into the mat and knit your front ribs together. You're going to bring your lower back, your upper back into its neutral position. And then inhale, notice how your ribs flare. You got a little extra extension in the upper back. Exhale, imprint the back ribs down to the mat and pull your front ribs together like you're zippering the teeth of a zipper together with the front ribs. And then relax. Feel the ribs flare, elbows out nice and wide. One more time, exhale, back ribs in front ribs knit together. And then relax with the inhale. Take a moment, we're preparing for some neutral spine head lifts. Inhale, preparing for the inner core. Exhale, gather the pelvic floor, the belt. Knit and imprint the ribs. Keep your neutral spine and lift the head up off of the mat, keeping the lower back steady and lower back down. Again, stable lower back and lift. And lower back down. Keep the lower back stable. One more time, lift. And release back down. And bring the arms down to the sides. Turn the palms up, relax across the shoulders. Engage the inner core. Reach the ribs down to the back pockets. Imprint the back ribs into the mat. Keep your pelvis steady as you raise your right foot. And lower it back down. Continue to stabilize and lift the left foot up. Float it up. And bring it back down. Again, on the right side. And no break in the steadiness as you transition from foot to foot and lower. And same thing on the left. Stabilize, then lift and lower. One more set. And lower. And lift. And lower. Then check in with your upper body. Make sure your neck and shoulders are relaxed. Keep them relaxed as you anchor again in the inner core. Knit and imprint the ribs. Prepare for a compound leg lift. Bring the right foot up. Imprint the back ribs. Keep the pelvis steady. Keep the ribs down and lift the left foot up. And then stay here and move into pistons. With your exhale, tap the right toes down and inhale, come back up. All of a sudden, the imprint of the back is really important. Inhale up. Exhale, imprint the back ribs down. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, keep imprinting. Right down and up. And left down. Up. Do one more with each leg. One hand on each knee. Feet close together, knees far apart. Relax the inner thighs. And then start stirring your thigh bones around your hip socket. Reverse. Keep the legs easy. Do the work with the arms. And then bring the knees in close to the chest. Lengthen the back of the neck. Stretch your lower back. And raise the feet as high as the knees. Move the knees away from the chest until you've got your neutral spine in place. Re-anchor the inner core, knit and imprint your ribs. Lower the right foot down. Keep imprinting and lower the left. And then lift the left. imprint, lift the right, arms down to the sides, preparing for the 100. Check back in with the inner core, the knitting and the imprinting in the ribs. Press the palms down into the mat. Feel the activeness in the back of the arms. Chin into the chest as you lift your head. Extend the legs. Exhale for 5 pulses. And inhale for 5 pulses. So you're not actually touching the floor here, but you're acting as though you're touching something. Keep the arms active. And inhale. Exhale for 5. Flat across the front of the belly. And inhale. Drop the shoulders. Exhale. Make sure the chin's into the chest. And inhale. Any strain in the lower back, exhale. Bend your knees. Exhale. And inhale. You can even do this with your feet down. Exhale for 5. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One last set. Exhale. Inhale. And knees in. Head down. Turn your head from side to side. I'm going to bring the feet back up to the neutral tabletop. Arms relaxed at the sides. Find your inner core. Knit the ribs down. Think of each set of ribs going to the opposite back pocket. So you've got this wrap of support, and then imprint the back ribs. Flex the feet back, then squeeze your toes. Point the feet, fan your toes apart, and flex back. Squeeze, point, fan, flex back. Squeeze, point, fan, and flex. Now with the toes open, reach to the ball of the foot, then point the toes, grab, and come back with the toes squeeze. Open the toes, reach out, grab, and squeeze. Come back. One more time. Reach, grab, and come back. Relax the feet. Reconnect with the inner core. Lower the left foot down. Keep anchoring. Lower the right foot down. Relax into neutral. We're going to do the scaption exercise for the shoulders. Bring your arms down to your sides. Make a fist with your thumbs sticking out like hitchhiker. Arms and wrists staying completely straight the whole time. We're imprinting the back ribs and trying to pull the shoulder blades down away from the ears. So start by stretching your arms straight up towards the ceiling. Keep the arms absolutely straight. Inner core, ribs knit to the diagonal and imprint. Keep your arms completely straight and reach back towards the floor behind you. If you have to bend your arms, then don't go that far. Keep your arms straight. Notice if you touch the floor or not. You want your neutral spine and your lower back and your back ribs down into the mat. Put the arms back up and then lower back down. And no change in the position of the lower back curve or the connection with the back ribs to the mat. If you didn't touch the floor, keep your thumbs as they are. If you did, tuck your thumbs inside the wrist. Same thing, bring the arms straight up. Absolutely straight in the elbows, wrists, and anchor. Reach back. Keep the arms straight. As you're reaching your fist back towards the wall behind you, start to begin to pull your shoulder blades down your back. Don't bend at the arms to get to the floor. You may or may not touch it, but keep your neutral lower back and your back ribs imprinting. Come back up. And then settle the arms down to the sides. If your closed fist got to the floor, then you're going to flat palms. If not, you're still working either with the hitchhiker or the closed fist. Keep the arms straight. Float the arms straight up towards the ceiling. Without any bend at the elbow, wrist, or fingers, anchor and reach back. As your hands come back, pull your shoulder blades down to your back pockets. Keep knitting your front ribs towards the opposite side back pocket. Your belt's in place around your hips. And then float the arms up. And we're going to leave the arms up for a moment. Drop your shoulders. Relax the humeral heads into the shoulder joints. Connect with your inner core. Find your knitting and imprinting. Raise the right foot up. Imprint a little bit more and lift the left foot up. Keep your arms as they are. And pull the knees into the chest by shortening the distance between the pubic bone and the belly button. So arms are straight up and relaxed. Knees are pulled in close to the chest. Feel your back ribs pressing into the floor. And then gather your belt around your hips. And we're going to circle around. Keep anchored above the waist and move below the waist. Circle one way, relax the shoulders, reverse and circle the other way. Good. Lots of movement below the waist. Minimize movement above the waist. Back ribs down, shoulders relaxed. And change directions each time you come around to the curled up fetal position. And reverse. Do one more. And then place one hand on each knee. Pull your knees in close to your chest. Relax your shoulders. Just relax for a moment there. Come to neutral. Engage the inner core. Lower the right foot. Imprint. Lower the left. Relax. I'm going to bring the right knee into the breastbone and slide the left heel away on the floor so that the left leg is straight out on the floor. Right knee is into the chest. Balance at the back of the pelvis. Find your core muscles to stabilize the neutral spine and pelvis. Extend the right leg up. Relax your arms. Circle the leg 5 times. We want the pelvis completely still. Ribs remaining imprinted, knitted too, but mainly you want to think about the imprint so that you've got no movement up in the thorax, and then reverse for 5. And bend the knee, right knee to the chest. Right foot to the floor, and bring the left knee in. Bend the left knee to the chest. And slide the right foot away. A moment stretching the left knee to the breastbone. And then neutral spine and pelvis. Stretch the left leg to the ceiling. Stabilize. And 5 circles each direction. Keep the left side of the pelvis down. Keep the left back ribs down. And bring the knee to the chest. And lower to the floor. Bring the right knee in. Both knees are bent. And relax for a moment there. We're going to come over onto the stomach, hands underneath the forehead, legs comfortably separated. Engage the low core, knit the ribs, keep your hands down on the floor, and raise the chest and head. Think of pulling your shoulders down your back as you do that. And lower down. This time, right hand on top. Turn and look to the right side. We're going to keep the left hand down. With the exhale, stabilize and raise the upper body, including the right arm. You're looking at your right elbow. And lower down. Let's do it twice more in that position. Stabilize in the pelvis. Upper body lifting. Right arm coming up, looking at the right elbow. And then reverse, put your left hand on the top and look to the left. Anchor, pull the ribs in, and lift the upper body, including the left arm, looking to the left elbow, and lower, and lift, and lower over time. And forehead down. We're going to keep the hands glued to the forehead, both of them. Anchor, pull the ribs in and lift. Head, arms, chest up and lower down. And again, lift and lower down. Whole upper body and lift and release. Go back into a child's pose. Bring the hips to the heels, stretch the back. And then let's turn on to the left side. Knees comfortably bent. Right hip forward. Engage the muscles around the pelvis. Keep the pelvis steady with that belt. Relax around the waist, but steady around the hip hugger belt. And then roll the right leg out in the socket. Keeping the pelvis still, using the muscles in the right buttocks. Feel that rotation. Keep your belt snug. And do 5 more. And then relax. And straighten both legs out. Feet a little forward of the hips. Roll the pelvis slightly forward, so your right hip is farther forward than your left. Engage your inner core. You can have your fingertips on the mat in front of you or up on the waist. We're going to lift the top leg and lower it back down. Lift and lower. Keep the waist really engaged. Lift and lower. Lift, lower, lift. Lower now halfway down. Find your belt around your hips. Lift your organs up from the waist and roll the leg out in the socket. So you're going to turn your right knee to face the ceiling. And then lift the leg up higher from here and flex your foot. Keep the knee pointing towards the ceiling. Point as you lift and flex as you come down. We still want the right hip forward. Point and flex and point and flex. Come back into parallel. Lower leg lifts. You can take your fingertips on the mat in front of you if you like. Lift and lower the bottom leg. Squeeze the thighs together and bring both legs almost all the way down and lift them back up again. And almost all the way down and lift up. Lower, lift, lower, lift and down. And now bend your right knee. Drop it to the floor in front of you. We're going to a spinal twist. Opening the right arm out to the side. Emphasizing the twist or the stretch in the hip. Breathe slowly. And then roll onto your back. Bring both knees into the chest for a moment. And then we're going to go to the right side. Knees comfortably bent. Neck and shoulders comfortable. Top hip tilted forward. Relax in the belly. Engage your belt around your hips. We're doing 15 rotations here, keeping the left hip forward. Feel the muscles in the left buttock doing the work. Five more. When you're done, relax and then straighten both legs out. Hop in the top waist or fingertips on the mat in front of you. Left hip is slightly rolled forward. Engage your inner core. Lift your organs up off of the mat. And keeping the top leg parallel, lift and lower. It's not high. It's not a big lift here. I'm going to keep the waist lifted. Make sure that the pelvis doesn't move. 5 of those. On number 5, you're coming partway down. Keep your hip really still and roll the leg out in the socket. And then point the toe as you lift and flex your foot as you come down. Your knees pointing towards the ceiling the whole time. Point up and flex down. Your left hip is still forward. Flex down. Point up. Flex down. One more time. And then come to parallel. Reset your inner core. Lift your organs and lower leg. Lift and lower 5 times. And squeeze the thighs together and lower both legs almost all the way down and then lift them back up. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Twice more. And relax both legs down. Bend your left knee so it's on the mat in front of you. And then start to open your left arm out to the side. And breathe slowly. Stretching the left hip. And then roll to the back. Both knees into the chest. Lengthen the lower back. The back of the neck. And find your neutral tabletop. Feet as high as the knees, neutral spine in place. Engage the inner core. Knit the ribs, imprint the back ribs. Raise your head for the abdominal series. Both hands to one leg. Straighten the other one and switch. Lift the elbows, draw the chin in. And transition into the double leg. Exhale out. Inhale, come back in. Remember, very important to keep the back ribs imprinting as you move out away from the center. Chin into the chest. And then we're going to go to the single straight leg. Keep anchoring. Lower back is neutral. Chin into the chest. Elbows lifted, shoulders dropped. Both legs straight up, hands under the head. Feel your neutral spine, including your back ribs imprinting. And lower down without letting your back arch. Come back up without letting your back flatten. You want inner core, you want that belt support. And the ribs reaching to the back pockets, the back ribs imprinting. Then we'll bend the knees and begin the crisscross. Remember to move the whole shoulder girdle in one big piece. So you're really turning the breastbone from side to side. Knees to the chest. Relax your head down. Turn your head slowly from side to side. Then we're going to come over onto all fours. Go your neutral spine, which means not collapsed and not hunched. Find the pelvic floor. Feel your belt. Nothing has changed posturally. We're just supporting on the pelvis, the lower back. The lower belly should feel like it's not sagging, but now it's supported. We're going to do some knee hovers. Knit your ribs together. Tuck your toes under. Press your palms straight down and lift your knees just a couple inches off of the mat. Breathe there and lower them back down. Let the chest move forward a little bit. Upper back extension, and then stabilize in your neutral. Press the hands down, hover the knees. Really imagine you're pushing the floor away from you. This is the shoulder girdle in addition to a core exercise. Lower the knees down. Bring the breastbone forward. And again. Set up your stability around the neutral spine. Press the floor away. Make sure your belly button is really drawing to the spine. If you feel strong, you can straighten your legs into a plank. Same mechanism in the shoulder girdle and the low belly. Stay in control, bend the knees. Still hovering. And then bring your knees down. Feel your neutral spine. Now we're going to do an alternating arm and leg lift. Try to keep the spine completely still. Reach your right arm forward so it's next to your right ear. Extend your left leg out. Toe still on the floor for a moment. Try to feel that you're balancing evenly in the pelvis. And then lift the left leg up just a little bit. Reach the right fingers and the left toes away from each other as far as they can go. Bring the left toes down. Bend your left knee. Bring your knee underneath you. Lower the right hand. Find your core support. Bring your left arm up by your left ear. Keep the pelvis and ribcage still as you straighten your right leg out behind you. Feel where you are in space. Lift the right leg. Not too high. We don't want a lot of lower back extension, but reach long from fingers to toes. Lower the right foot. Bring your right knee underneath you. Keep your pelvis as still as you can. And then bring the left hand down. Move your hips back to your heels. Relax your neck and shoulders. And come up to all fours. Pull the chest forward. And tuck your tail and move your hips back to your heels. Relax. And up again. Open the chest. And back. Stretch the lower back. And slowly sit up. And then let's stand up. Take your time coming up to a standing position. Line the feet up. Ankles, knees, hip sockets all in a line. Feel your feet against the floor. 3 points of the feet. Balls of big toe, balls of little toe, middle of the heel. Gather the pelvic floor in, lift up tall through the spine. Feel your ribs knit to the opposite back pockets, and then roll your arms out in the sockets. Feel the breastbone lift. Gently draw your shoulder blades together, and relax. Keep your chin down the whole time. And again, inner core, wrap the ribs around, roll the arms out in the socket so that the palms turn out, and then gently squeeze the shoulder blades. Feel your breastbone lift, and then relax. And I'll do it one more time. Inner core, wrap the ribs, roll the arms out in the sockets, lift the breastbone. Squeeze the shoulder blades, and release. Okay, there you are, hopefully standing as tall as you really are. Have a good rest of the day. Thank you. See you Saturday, I hope. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.